Okay, so the main takeaway for New Jersey and New York is representative government. So remember, the textbook mentioned this, that James's dad, Charles I, was executed. So Charles II now has to, give some favors, say thanks for helping keep me alive while I was in exile. So one of the persons that he gives land to is his brother James. And James, the territory that he gets the land in, is an area that the Dutch have already declared as theirs, and they've been there for about 50 years. The Dutch have been there, but James is like, yeah, this belongs to England. We're gonna take it. So James, whose title is Duke of York, you can kind of see where this is going. He takes over the land that the Dutch had previously settled and names that territory, had been New Netherland, names it New York. Now, James has some favors he's got to pay, so he gives some land from his territory to his buddies, and they form New Jersey. Here's the takeaway. James, not really a big fan of representative government, understandably, right? It's representative government that decided kings weren't necessary and cut off his dad's head. So James doesn't allow for representative government in New York. When his buddies set up New Jersey, they allow representative government. And if you look at the population of New York and New Jersey, within about 40, 50 years, the populations are pretty similar. And what this tells us is that people are purposely settling in New Jersey. And we could suspect that a lot of this has to do with the fact that they're going to get representative government if they settle there. And so, again, why this is such a big deal is actually later, like when we get to 1776, because it tells us that when people settle in the New World, either Jamestown in 1607 with the House of Burgesses, or Massachusetts in 1620 with the General Court, people expect to have some means of representative government. So in 1776, when all of the issues with the colonists and England come to a point of us declaring independence, that stems from this idea that we feel like here in the colonies we get to, kind of decide. And that's because there's a long history of, for 150 years, we've been doing our thing. So again, key takeaway there, representative government. Clearly, people expect to have it when they settle in the New World. One other thing that your textbook mentions that's helpful is New York, when the Dutch had been there and it was New Netherland, it was a really, really diverse colony. In fact, some of the very first enslaved peoples, you'll see, are going to show up in Virginia. But some of the also earliest enslaved peoples are going to show up in New Netherland too. Their status is going to be one of negotiation. You'll see the film refers to it in this way. You're going to watch that film later. But my point is that this colony, New Netherland, now New York, is one of the most diverse colonies at its kind of origination in terms of New York. It's more diverse than any of the other colonies in terms of the people that are there from around the world. Some of them, obviously, not of their own volition. All right. Representative government, diversity. Those are your two takeaways for New York. Take care.